a topic that has a big taboo in our society. And I think one of the reasons that we don't talk about it and we know so little about it is because nowadays in our society, we can hide behind Facebook walls and Instagram pictures and movies, and we're missing the real human connection. So the second poem is about the fear of connecting, the fear of really talking with another person. It's called Let's Talk. Let's talk. A combination of words feared by both professionals and loved ones. The anticipation of hurt and pain, heartache and shame, of the inevitable bad news we assume is upon us. Thus we tiptoe our way through life without saying what we want to say or what needs to be said in order to protect that which we somehow know only grows colder the more layers we put around it. Our hearts were never meant to be locked away in a safety deposit box. So let's talk. Because I want it to mean something different. I want it to be the start of you and me growing closer. Whenever someone says, let's talk, I want us to put down our guard and open our heart like an open door policy in an office without walls. So let's talk. For real. Because, let's face it, we don't give a shit about what we had for breakfast or that annoying colleague at work today. We say okay when we're so clearly not, and say I love to things that don't matter. We fill silences with empty Facebook posts and leave reactions in the comment sections. We play hide and seek. Play it so well, no one ever finds it. So let's talk. Let's put the hurt back into our conversations, because no hurt will ever be as painful as going through life sleepwalking, talking about nothing. And I want to listen to your pain like a broken record stuck on repeat. I want to read the scars carved in your soul until there are no more secrets. I want to hear what your silence sounds like. And I want to taste your tears. So I understand the depth of every time you cry. So let's talk. Because I'm done with the how are yous and the I'm okays. It's time to part ways with socially correct. Let's attack each other with meaningful conversation where emotions overflow, intensity spikes, and feelings explode. Because this world can use a little more love. Not in the romantic kind of way, but in the everyday encounters between human beings whose staring at phone screens is a desperate cry for connection. So let's talk. Because I want to walk in your dreams and know what turns you on. Not in a sexual way. I want to hear what you say when words won't do anymore. I want to explore what makes your heart overflow, what stimulates your mind, what sets your soul on fire, what makes you hopeful. In a world where hope sometimes is the only thing we can cling to. So let's talk. Let's kick the shit out of that bush that we beat around so there's nothing to hide behind anymore. Dazzle me with your intellect. Rattle me with your speech. Leave me ineffable with your depth. Let's go and slow down. Let's make love through our words, so every time we speak there's an explosion of endorphins and oxytocin that leaves us begging for more. Let's go and slow down, thus slowing down time. As if conversing is a sin, and we need to consummate every spoken word. Because if this is our last conversation, I want it to be orgasmic. So let's talk. And this last poem is the only poem that I know by heart for now. It's kind of like my personal mantra, and this poem is about overcoming fear. It's called On Being Enough. This story is about monsters, but not the kind you find in a children's book. You see, when we talk about monsters, we often look under the bed and say, it's okay, the monsters are away, gone because they fear us grown-ups. But some monsters, they keep haunting us, and don't get scared so easily. And this one particularly doesn't go away with a simple look under bed. Far from that, you see, the monster I'm talking about is called beauty. Now I know what you're thinking. How can a word so beautiful be the definition of something so ugly and hideous? But some things aren't as obvious, like finding darkness in beauty. Sitting at a kitchen table with my parents, struggling to see beauty in me, realizing that my eyes were too small to fit in. So we talked about eyelid correction, making my eyes look bigger despite the fact that my sight wouldn't be affected. We talked about the options of taking hormones or breaking the bones in my legs and stretch them to become taller, hoping to be noticed then when I can finally see eye to eye with the giants haunting my living nightmares. I was 15 years young when we had these conversations. Terrified of not being seen as beautiful, I would hide behind sports and work and anything that would take my mind off of those who would say, "Don't worry, true beauty is on the inside." But it's easy to say when you're not trying to hide who you really are. When decades of society, hundreds of Hollywood movies and thousands of commercials have made you believe that somehow you are not beautiful. That was then. This is now. Now I realize the irony of wanting to disappear, not being seen, yet wanting bigger eyes and be part of the mainstream. I guess my eyes were really too small because I couldn't see they were all they had to be, just hadn't noticed yet. As my personality is bigger than the size of my eyes, and I am more than the skin I'm in, and how tall I am isn't defined by my height, yet more a matter of how I make others feel better about themselves. But on bad days, I still just want to turn off the light. Because in the darkness of the night is where I wanted to hide. No need to see me as myself at night. I could be anyone else. Change of skin, fairer hair, taller, more muscular. Wear bigger eyes. Wearing darkness as a disguise, turning beauty into equality. Luckily, today, I can say that on good days, I can look into the mirror and see me as I am, not giving a damn about what media portrays as beautiful. On days like this, I don't want to wear anything but my skin and smile. And while bad days still happen, I am glad I am the way I look today. It just took me some time to appreciate it, and it still does sometimes, because when beauty is a feeling, the question, "How are you?" reminds me every day that what I say about myself defines my beauty. And even if at times that relationship with myself feels more like hate than love, today what I say is, I am enough.